Welcome to Circle Sanctuary's Candle Magic Full Moon Circle. You've just been listening to Maven Stone, and I just love her harp music. Thank you so much for being with us this evening, Maven. I really appreciate it. I'm Reverend Judith, and I'll be your guide this evening. The manifestation of fire touches the deepest parts of the human spirit. Indeed, fascination with flame is surely in our DNA. In this dark portion of the year, as we shelter within ourselves to find that which we hold most dear and sacred, we acknowledge that spark of flame as a promise of the return of the sun and our emergence from the hibernation of the winter months. We have many wonderful candle magic presenters here this evening, and we are delighted that you are here with us live or watching later. It's now my honor to introduce our High Priestess and Senior Minister, Reverend Selena Fox.
Thank you, Judith, and bright blessings of the full moon. Every month we celebrate the full moon online, and every month we have a theme. Sometimes that theme connects us with ancient traditions. Indeed, the month of February, Februar in the old Latin, meant to cleanse. So one powerful use of fire is for cleansing. And of course, there's illumination and celebration. And at this full moon circle in February 2022, we have not only the Olympics going on right now, and Sacred Flame was connected with the Olympics, but this is the culmination of Lunar New Year celebrations around the world. Those which began at new moon are culminating at this full moon. And the Lupercalia, an ancient pagan Roman festival, although no longer observed as it was in the ancient times, that mid-February was a time for getting ready for the coming spring. So I welcome all of you joining us live, and experience yourself as part of this great circle of candlelight and candle magic. And for all of you joining us later, you are part of our circle as well through the mysteries of cyberspace and time release viewing. Bright blessings.
Thank you, Selena. Nikki, will you now please give us our announcements?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our February Candle Magic Full Moon Circle. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We have just a few announcements for the evening. Remember, you can always check the Circle Sanctuary website at www.circlesanctuary.org for more information. Our next full moon circle will be on Thursday night, March 17th. The theme is the Shamrock Full Moon Circle, and we'll be celebrating Irish Culture Day. Circle Sanctuary will also be honoring Ostara just before the spring equinox on Saturday, March 19th, with our Welcome Spring Festival. You can look for updates soon on Circle Sanctuary's website. Also, Circle's 2022 calendars are now available at the online resource shop. They show all of the moon phases and festival dates for the year. As always, Circle Sanctuary Network podcasts will feature Nature Mystic Encores by Selena Fox on Sunday nights. The first and third Mondays are the Lunatic Mondays with Laura Gonzalez. First and third Tuesdays are Circle Talk with Deborah Rose. Nature Spirituality with Selena on Wednesday nights. Moon Magic with Jeanette and David Ewing on Burying Thursdays. Also, our newest podcast with Char Bear is on third Fridays and is called The Blue Marble and is about eco-activism. We also round off the week with Laura's Pagans Del Mundo every Saturday. Memberships and donations are very important for the upkeep of our nature preserve, so please check out your opportunities to contribute at Circle's website. You can stay updated through our free online email bulletin, Circle Times. Sign up at the Circle Sanctuary website. Also, big announcement here. Finally, registration for Pagan Spirit Gathering will be opening soon. PSG will be held at a new location in Waynesville, Missouri from June 19th to 26th this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. I now call on Sean Thomas to open our circle.
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to do something that I like to do in my own rituals to share with you, to call the elements in the circle. It's a series of simple hand gestures that you can all do with me. For north, do the stone with 2 fists together. For air, hands together in prayer. For south, for the fire, a candle, 2 fists together with a little candle frame with the thumb. And for water, of course, cups together as a chalice. And then the spirit would be a 4th one that I came up with on my own, the hearth fire, the fingers extended and intertwined together. And when you feel that energy of the element coming through, simply take the symbol from your heart after you've made it and push it forward. If you get a little lost, just follow me. But this is something I love to do, and I'd like to share it with you so we can all call the elements in the circle together. So let's start in the north. Our mother, the earth, beautiful and bright and blessed, even underneath the deep snows in this cold winter time. We know that she's there. We should know that she keeps life deep within inside her, and it will come back with us in the spring. And we say, welcome, earth. From the east, the air, the beautiful windswept hills that now are blowing drifts into my driveway right now. But the beautiful air that brings truth, that brings life, that brings hope, that brings music into our worlds. We say, welcome, air. From the south, the fire, the beautiful, wonderful fire of the candle flames, the fires in our heart, the fires of love, the fires of passion. Come be with us this night in our circle. And we say, welcome, fire. From the west, the emotions of love, sharing, community, my cup shared with your cup, here in this circle, the blessings of the cauldron, the blessings of the mother, and we say, welcome, water. And in the center, the spirit of our community, of Circle Sanctuary, of everyone with us here tonight, in this beautiful circle underneath the full moon. We welcome the spirit. Welcome, spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean Thomas. Richard will now kindle our moon fire.
The theme for the February full moon circle is candle magic. I light this candle in 2 worlds. The first world is the here and now, where it is cold and snowy in southern Wisconsin. This small candle is a stand-in for a larger bonfire in the outdoors winter. It is warmth and light in a dark and cold season. The second world is the magical world, the spiritual world, the world where we connect with the divine. Fire can be the magic that transports our thoughts and emotions over to the divine. So mote it be.
Thank you, Richard. And I now invite all of our presenters to kindle your full moon circle candle. There we go. We often turn toward the mystery and magic of candles, and tonight you'll hear about the many ways we use them as a part of our rituals, our special occasions, and our private devotions, our remembrances, and our divinations. Candles are on the altars of most pagans and those who follow the cycles of nature. I now invite Selena back to give her candle magic blessing.
There are many forms of connecting with the full moon, the light and magic of the full moon. And tonight, I invite you to connect with the moon above you, whether it's visible or not, and to draw down the moon, be it moon goddess, moon god, moon spirit. Draw it down within yourself into our circle with this chant. Full moon circle, full moon right. Candle magic on full moon night. Full moon circle, full moon right. Candle magic on full moon night. Full moon circle, full moon right. Candle magic on full moon night. Bright blessings.
Thank you, Selena. Chris and I are now going to do a song called Candle Flame, and it was written by Marilyn Crowwoman. And I will start with the lyrics, and Chris will fill in with the flute. Let us light a candle flame when we feel the darkness falling. Let us light a candle flame when we hear the Spirit calling. We place it on the altar. We bless the holy night. The whisper brings us back to the sacred center of the night. So reach for the stars, glowing candles high above. They sing in our hearts, song of joy, song of peace, song of love. As we gaze into the flame, then the stillness will surround us. We will know the deeper name of the power that has found us. The goddess is within us, all around us and everywhere. She blesses us in the four directions, water, earth, fire, and air. So we reach for the stars, glowing candles high above. They sing in our hearts, song of joy, song of peace, song of love. Let us keep the flame alive. Share the light with one another. Let us help the flame survive. It will bring us all together. We banish indecision as we light the flame within. Illuminate our vision. Bring us to ourselves again. So reach for the stars, glowing candles high above. They sing in our hearts, song of joy, song of peace, song of love. Let us light a candle flame. The flame we share shines everywhere. Thanks, Chris. Nikki now has a beautiful piece for us.
So tonight I am going to be reading This Is Your Light by Joanna Statford. I watch the flame becoming, lighting all the dark parts of me. This is where it speaks to me directly. I am no longer afraid of it burning what I need to let go of. I enter it, I accept it, and I nurture the tiny flame to watch it grow. This is for you. This is personal. This is your light. And I am now transforming into this new version of myself, aligned with my thoughts, centering on becoming, and gifted a tribe of candles to help me release what I need to let go. Thank you.
Dia is now going to talk to us about ways of doing candle magic.
Hi, I'm Dia. I just wanted, when I started doing candle magic, I thought I had to have the perfect candle. What I learned is all candles are perfect. And I wanted to run through a few that you can use. This is just a tea light. You can get these, they're really cheap. And you can use this and you would put your oil on here to charge your candle and then light it. My next favorite one is birthday candles. They come in all colors. They burn quickly, and so they're really great for a candle that you want to focus on until it burns out. These are really great for that. The next candle up that you can get is a menorah candle, and they actually come in different types. Some burn faster than others, but they're also a really great one. And then most of us are very familiar with these. These are chime candles, also known as spell candles. They come in all the colors. And they burn a little bit longer. You're going to need to put these in something to allow them to burn. I like to use a standing cauldron that you can put it into. The next thing that people don't think about a lot are emergency candles. These burn for 6, 8, 12 hours, ever how many. And again, really cheap to get. And you can still dress these, mark these. The only downside of these is that they only come in one color, which is usually white. And this is an emergency candle too. You can tell this one would burn less time. Then everybody's familiar with tapers. I use these most often for representing the god and the goddess, or for my Sabbath candles. And then the most popular one that we use is the 7-day candle, which actually only burns 3 days. But you can use these, and Sharpie sells a really great pen. It's a paint pen, and you can write on this and charge it with your words, your sigils, whatever it is that you want to, and then light it. So this is a really great option. The other thing to remember is these are recyclable. So once it's out, you can actually refill it and use it for the same purpose again, or you can actually recycle the glass. You can also purchase candles that are already charged with a spell. This one has the spell on the back, and you can get those at your local store. One of the ones that I don't have is a drip candle, and you would use a drip candle on a spell jar, something like this, where you would put the candle here, and it would drip and seal, charge and seal your jar for you. And then one we often forget is candles that look like something. So you can buy some at your spell, your favorite occult store. They have people and other things. But don't forget that you can, a number 5, I want something to happen in 5 months. And then you can use the back here to mark on it. I use my Bowline, which is really great for this, to mark on my candles. And I just can put my OM or whatever else I'm going to use. You can also find these. Now, this is my little, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's my little raven that I found, and I haven't used it yet, but it would be a great thing to burn to my goddess, which is the Morgan. So finding these little totem candles are really great to help imbue those. Those are just some of the ways that you can use candle, and I hope it inspires you to use any candle you can find in a creative way that suits your purpose. And now Laura Gonzalez is going to tell us all about her family's tradition around candles.
Thank you, Dia, and thank you everybody for being here. Coming to you from Chicago, the land of the Potawatomi, the Menominee, and the Miami, and with a little bit of a family tradition. If you follow my socials, you know that every first of the month, I will be posting, today's the first of the month. Don't forget to light your first of the month candle. And what does that mean? A lot of people don't know what that means. What that means is that New Year's, my mother will buy a dozen of taper candles. And right at midnight, she will light all 12 of them. And then she will blow them off and keep one burning throughout the days. The ones that I find here in Chicago, they last about 6-7 hours, and that burns on the first of the month. And then the next first of the month, you will light the next candle, and so on and so forth. Hence me reminding you all that it's the first of the month. I have adapted that family tradition into giving more meaning of devotion for my candles. So what I do is I dress my candles on the last new moon of the year that is ending. And so the new candles will be lit on midnight, and then one will burn every month. And I know we are on February 15, and you might be thinking like, oh, but I missed the window of the new year. Well, the most wonderful thing of being a pagan is that we don't have to conform to anybody's calendar. And we have 8 holidays throughout the year. And plainly, if you just want to start with the next month, then wait until the next new moon, charge your candles if that's your tradition. If your tradition is more about working with the full moon, then tomorrow you can buy a dozen of candles, charge them with the intention for the next calendar year, and start lighting them up on the first of the month. And now you know, when you see me on a social going, today is the first of the month, light your first of the month candle, because today is the first of the month. That's what I'm talking about. Family tradition for about 20 years, maybe more, that I have modified and made my own. And that's the best way of practicing magic, in my opinion, is to make it your own. So happy candle burning, set your intention, and be blessed. Thanks.
Thanks, Laura. Bree now has a candlelight poem for us. Bree, we can't hear you.
This Candlelight by V.G. Wishwaneth. Days pass quickly, but I burn lowly. Time passes swiftly, but I melt slowly. Days end with nights, but I never end with night, and will remain as light. From night to light, from dark to hope, from failure to success, I love to enlighten like a candle. I love to brighten each shadow. I love to burn as I burn to melt. I love to melt as I melt to brighten. I love to brighten as I brighten to enlighten. I love to enlighten as I belong to candle and am full of wax, which is made to litten. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Thank you, Bree. I now turn it over to Selena for healing reflections.
Candles are excellent tools for doing all sorts of healing work. In fact, another thing about this time of year is it was a tradition to do blessing of candles. Now it's connected with Imbolc at the beginning of the month in the Northern Hemisphere. And yes, I have a lot of candles that got blessed at Imbolc, but you do not need to bless in mass, but it is really fabulous if you have time to be able to gather candles together, to do a blessing, have them in a convenient place. So as you do healing work, you have candles ready to go. Another tradition with healing is to have a candle that has been kindled from a special candle. This candle was kindled from a candle, kindled from a candle, kindled from the flame at Kildare in Ireland. And I have this candle here tonight to guide us in doing some healing. The first form of healing is that of remembrance and honoring the dead. So as I kindle this candle, I invite you to call to mind those who have died and the loved ones who are grieving deaths. If there is a particular person or creature or place that has died that you wish to remember, you may want to whisper or speak out that name. And I speak out the name of P.J. Seal of Spiral Rhythm, who died this past Friday. And I kindled this candle for her, as well as for all of her loved ones that are mourning her passing. And I kindled this candle for those who have lost loved ones and for the loved ones that have crossed over. Beloved dead, we call to you, we honor you, we remember you. Beloved dead, we call to you, we honor you, we remember you. Beloved dead, we call to you, we honor you, we remember you. And we send support to all your loved ones that are grieving your passing and celebrating your lives now past. So be it. And another way to do healing work is to have a candle for specific purposes for healing. And I'm going to light several specific candles. And this one is for all who are joining in our Candle Magic Full Moon Circle that are in need of healing. May you be well. May you be well. May you be well. And I kindle this candle for those who are impacted by COVID, those who have COVID, those who are caregiving, those who are dealing with essential services, all those impacted by COVID. Healing, comfort, resilience, and renewal for you. So be it. And I kindle this candle for democracy, for voting. In Wisconsin today, we have a primary election. And this candle I see as a healing candle and a flame of freedom. So healing on democracy, may all who seek to vote be able to vote and have their votes counted. May there be healing in the US and other parts of the world where democracy is having opportunities to be upheld and better. So be it. And I kindled this candle for religious freedom, so that not only pagans and Wiccans and Druids and heathens and animists and pantheists, panentheists, and all other types of nature mystics and nature spirituality practitioners are able to practice religion safely and have equal rights, but for all who are seeking to be able to practice their religion. A candle of healing and freedom, so be it. I kindle this candle for planet Earth, for creatures, for plants, for ecosystems. And may the light of understanding and connection guide us. And may we work together to bring change to climate change, healing and wellness to planet Earth. And now I kindle another candle as Chris will play some flute music. Call to mind individuals, those in need, places, creatures, environmental areas, situations that you seek healing for. You may wish to speak the name out where you are as the flute music plays, or if you wish to put something in the chat, you can put initials of names of those in need. I invite you, as I kindle this healing candle, to focus on healing prayers and requests. Be well, be well, be well, all be well. So be it.
I now invite James to give his peace candle blessing.
Hello, everybody. Reverend James, I'm here to guide you through a brief working of candle magic to help about the cause of peace, individually, communally, for the world. I wanted to open by saying that for those of us who are following the news, that we live in a strange time, but I think the truth of the matter is that it's not a particularly strange time. In a way, this is the norm for our species. And I don't say that to say what is happening in the news is acceptable, but to point out the fact that the state of war, or I should say the state of peace, is far more fragile than the state of war. And it is the thing that we have to work towards constantly in order to maintain, not just in the material world as our politicians are doing now, but also in the spiritual world, which we will be doing tonight. So I invite you all to take your white candle if you have one, and your lighter. We can begin by lighting our candles. And as we begin, I invite you to observe that we have two tools in this working. The first is our white candle. White can mean a lot of things as far as correspondences in magic go. It is oftentimes used to indicate purity, cleansing, peace. But I would invite us to work with another meaning of white in the context of many warriors, which is the white flag of surrender. Having spent a lot of my time in the military, surrender is not a word that comes easy to me. However, if there was no use for surrender, it wouldn't be in our vocabulary. Surrender is the way that communities talk to each other to say, enough of the violence, enough of suffering. We need to come back to the drawing board and talk to each other and come to some sort of consensus that involves no further fighting. Our species has fought 2 wars that were supposed to end all wars. And here we are, perhaps looking at the 3rd. So I invite us as we do this magic to contemplate the sense in which this candle could correspond to a sense of surrender, in the sense of surrendering negativity, in the sense of surrendering fear, and all these things that feed into military conflict. The second tool that we have today is the actual fire on the candle. Fire is an interesting thing because fire can ignite gunpowder, but fire can also warm a home. Fire can be destructive, it can be comforting, and it can be transformative. I invite us today to look at the fire the way that you may look at the forge of Bridget, or the way that you may look at the bale fire at Beltane. Fire has a transformative function. You can pass a thing through a fire and it comes out changed. So as we do a brief working for peace, we will surrender 3 things to the fire. The first thing I invite you to surrender is the fear and the doubt that you may feel individually about this moment. COVID is still running strong. People are still suffering out in the world economically. We see the news and the fear. Whatever that looks like to you, imagine it for a moment and surrender it. Let it pass through the fire. And as it passes through the fire, let it be transformed. Let it be changed from fear into faith and into hope that we all know as pagans, we have to get through a dark time in order to get to the brighter days. Our best days are still ahead of us. So allow those negative thoughts and those worries into the fire to be transformed. I next invite you to surrender those anxieties and those fears that we feel at the community level right now. Scared people create scared communities. We fear the people who don't think like us, whether they be our neighbor next door who doesn't vote like us, or the person who lives across from an ocean who observes a different religion or has a different way of being. I invite you to take that fear and that doubt that we feel at a community level and surrender it into the fire. And as it passes through the fire, let it be transformed into the memory that we all have living in this land, knowing that we and our neighbors and even those people that we're afraid of come from many places to create one community here. And finally, let us think for a moment about the fear that we feel globally. We know that a war may come. We do our part here to try to say no to that. But there are a lot of factors at play. Let us think for a second about what it means to have peace as well. Not just a peace that would signify the end of conflict, but a real peace that everyone can live with, all the peoples of the earth. Not just a peace in the sense of no fighting, but a peace in the sense that we all, countries, individuals, communities, are heard and respected, and that is a peace that we can live with. So I invite you to take any fears that you feel about this situation happening internationally right now, and to surrender them into the fire and let them be transformed into a vision of real peace, not just the absence of conflict, but the real peace of people being heard and respected. As we sit with this sense of surrender for a second, I invite everybody to just kind of look into the fire for a second, let you feel that sense of transformation, and know that after tonight, if those anxieties or worries about where we are right now continue to manifest, this candle is always there, and you are free to burn it and continue that sense of transforming these fears and negative energies into a positive outcome for the future, peaceful outcome. Thank you for being here for this ritual, and blessed be.
That was wonderful, James. Thank you so much. And yes, praying for peace. We've now included this next song in our lineup today, which Shar is going to sing. It's called the One Spirit Song. And the reason we've included it is because it's been written by Spiral Rhythm. And as Selena mentioned earlier, one of their members, PJ, just passed away on Friday. So this is in her honor. And thank you so much for stepping up to sing this for us, Shar.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Good to be with you tonight, hailing from the Monterey Bay, the traditional lands of the Ohlone Rumsen people, and also the home of so many beloved endangered species. So this is not me singing this. I'm going to guide you through this chant. I'm going to go slowly enough to invite you to draw upon the image that James just offered us of Bridget's Forge. I'm going to invite you to just take a moment to breathe and drop into your belly, ground your breath, and sort of feel that belly start to heat. And as you feel that inner fire in your belly heat, I'm going to invite you to intone it forth. And so as you sing this chant with me, wherever you are right now in your own space, I'm inviting you to bring up your own warm fire. Bring up the magic. We're doing some vocal magic. Bring up your voice magic and the warm fire, and then release it forth. And toward the end, I'm going to do this 3 times to give you time to feel that. And I'll reprise the second half of the chant twice. As we come to a close, you can either surrender that energy or you can reground it again. Here we go. One spirit in the dark, like a candle wavers. Many spirits joined as one, burn with the power of the blazing sun. There is strength in community, a circle empowering you and me. The circle binds yet sets us free. In the goddess name, so mote it be. One spirit in the dark, like a candle wavers. Many spirits joined as one, burn with the power of the blazing sun. There is strength in community, a circle empowering you and me. The circle binds yet sets us free. In the goddess name, so mote it be. One spirit in the dark, like a candle wavers. Many spirits joined as one, burn with the power of the blazing sun. There is strength in community, a circle empowering you and me. The circle binds yet sets us free. In the goddess name, so mote it be. There is strength in community, a circle empowering you and me. The circle binds yet sets us free. In the goddess name, so mote it be. What is remembered lives.
Thanks so much, Shar. Oh, goodness. I'm now going to ask Sean Thomas to release our circle.
Thank you, everybody, for being with me tonight. And I would ask you to work with me to use the symbols we used earlier to let go. And you'd simply let your hands separate at the end of the symbol. So starting in the center, spirit, the hearth fire, our community, together here in virtual space and here in real space. And I hope to see many more of you in real space very soon. We say thank you to the spirits, the center, hail and farewell. Spirits of water, I've gotten to share my cup with you if you shared your cup with me. I'm so very grateful and I love you so very much for that. To the spirits of water, we say hail and farewell. To the spirits of the south, the fire, our candle burns. We pass through the fire as fear gets transformed into faith. I thank you for sharing your fire with me tonight. To the spirits of fire, we say hail and farewell. To the spirits of the east, the words that we've shared today, the poetry, the song, the good thoughts, the hope, the remembrance. I'm so very grateful for sharing that with you and for you sharing that with me tonight. To the spirits of air, we say hail and farewell. And the spirits of the earth, our mother, still under the snow, but she will emerge in the spring. We burn the fire to remember that her fire is still deep within and within each of us. To the spirits of the earth, we say hail and farewell. Thank you for sharing with me tonight.
Selena, do you have some final thoughts and a farewell for us?
We give thanks to the full moon. We give thanks to candles that lighten up our ritual and spiritual lives. We give thanks to the divine as one and many, the divine that's within us and around us. We give thanks to community. We give thanks to all of you joining us live and joining us later. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. Peace be upon us. Peace be within us. Peace be around us. Peace, inner peace, world peace, eternal peace. Bright blessings.
Thank you, Selena. I now invite all of our presenters to raise your candles, both our regular full moon circle and our peace candle. May the circle of life protect you. May the branches of life hold you. May the roots of life encourage you. With no beginning and no end, the circle of life is never broken. As above, so below, As within, so without. Blessed be. Thank you for joining us this evening or for watching later. Join us again next month on Thursday, March 17th for our Shamrock Full Moon Circle. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Chris, would you now please tell us about Circle membership and donations?
So good evening, everybody. I usually stay off camera, so you're going to see a little bit of me and our calendar membership donation request. CircleSanctuary.org is a great community. It's my community, and a lot is done by donation and by volunteers. But it takes more than that. It takes you. Each and every one of you can contribute small bit, big bit, add it to your Amazon account as a way to support them. All different ways that we can support it. More information from that can be found at circlesanctuary.org. One way you can actually support them is, referring back to what Nikki mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, is our calendar. We have calendars that are pictures for 2022 all around Circle Sanctuary's land, taken by many photographers within the community. Get yours at circlesanctuary.org, and I have one in my house, and they are a great way to stay in touch with the community and what's going on at the community. I wish you all a good night.
We now invite Maiden back on.